like to talk to you about time management and planning and prioritising your diary time and the tasks that you need to do. A little while back I did a video around multitasking versus monotasking and the benefits of monotasking being that you're just doing one thing at a time, so you're not got lots of going on all at the same time. Monotasking can really help focus on one thing from start to finish so that we actually feel that we're completing tasks and motivating us therefore to keep going and move on to other things. So in terms of time management, I find that there's a system that really has worked for me, and I'd like to share it with you to see if it might work for you as well. So I was finding I was spending a lot of my days in meetings that were often back to back or with very little time in between, and I would go to a meeting and then I'd be making all my notes in my book from my meeting, and I'd usually put a little action circle and an asterisk going, you need to do this, make sure this is an action. But then I'd go to another meeting and the same thing would happen again, and a few pages would pass by, and that kept happening, that I'd got sort of, by the time I got down to admin time to sit and do things, there was just a sea of actions, and then I was getting swallowed up in all of the kind of content of the meetings and the notes. So I was finding it really hard to make sense of what to do first. Now, when we're in that space, similar to monotasking and multitasking, when we've got so much going on, we can't think straight. Our minds are going at 100 miles an hour. We're in fight, flight, freeze. We've got a certain amount of time. All these things, how do we know what's the urgent priorities? So what I started doing, and this was sort of advised to me by a mentor of mine that I've found really useful, so I want to pass it on, is I now work with my notebook exactly the same way, starring the actions, but I use the back of my notebook as a little list creator. So I often split them into notes and actions. So any action I take from any meeting will get put into the back of the book. So it's a continuous growth of lists and actions, and any notes that I have to remind myself what meeting it was in or what I need to look at and go back to. So that therefore means that when I start my day, before sometimes I even switch my emails on, I'll go to the back of my book and I'll look at my list of things that I've got to do. They're actions, that's everything on my table pretty much. So what therefore needs doing today? And then looking at my diary to see what time I've got available in order to do that, because if I've only got an hour, then I need to think about actually what's important to do at that moment. So when I've taken some time to look at what I want to do today, I then use something called the Eisenhower matrix. Now this, I have got a book on this, but I can't find it right now. So I've done a visual of this and I can share you a resource on this as well. But the Eisenhower matrix, as you can see, it helps us to build our tasks into quadrants as to what's important, not important, urgent and not urgent, to help us see what we might need to do with what. So basically, if you've got tasks that actually are pressing and really need doing, then you plot them in the do it now. If you've got things that aren't so urgent but are very, still pertinent and still important, we need to do them, but we can decide at what point in our diary, our day or week they need doing, or if you're using this daily rather than weekly, what part of the day would I do that? So this is something that you can use on a daily basis. I find it really useful on a daily basis, or you could do it for the week ahead and plan really where you're going to do everything. Just in terms of the bottom part, which is the important section, the not important section, it's thinking about who can help you with some of that. So delegating some tasks that actually maybe they're not vitally important, but they could still be urgent. So who could help you? And if it's not urgent or not important, why are we doing it? Is it something that we really actually like doing? So it's something we enjoy, but maybe it's not right now, right this second we need to do. And sometimes those tasks are where we sit the most comfortable, and we avoid the ones that are a bit bigger and meatier because we don't, there's too much effort involved. So thinking about those tasks in the list as to actually how much of you needs to do them and how vitally important are they. It will really help you prioritize what's on your agenda at what point in your kind of day-to-day planning. So I hope that helps you. By all means, get in touch if you'd like any advice, or I do coaching sessions around this. Quite a few of my coaching clients have used this process and found it really beneficial. They've fed back that it's been a really useful tool for them, particularly when there is that lots of heavy workload and don't know where to start with the prioritization. So of course all my clients get one of their coaching journal notebooks so they can use that to write their lists in, but you can use anything you wish. So thank you for watching, and I look forward to hearing how you're getting on, and good luck with your time management and prioritization.